Maya's hands trembled over her laptop keyboard. She was in the middle of an important video call for work when suddenly, the screen froze. The internet cut out. Her frustration spiked. She sighed, muttering, "Not today." Of all days, she grabbed her phone to check her Wi-Fi. Nothing. Then, through her window, she noticed a man sitting calmly on the porch across the street. He was black, dressed casually with a laptop open and headphones in. The Wi-Fi icon on her phone showed a signal nearby, and in her rush to find someone to blame, her mind jumped to one conclusion: he must be stealing my internet. Her frustration twisted into anger. Without thinking twice, she dialed 911. "Yes, there's a man sitting outside with a laptop. I think he's using my Wi-Fi," she reported, her voice sharp. Minutes later, the flashing lights of a police car filled the quiet street. Two white officers stepped out, their radios buzzing. The man looked up, surprised but calm as the officers approached him. Maya stood at her window, arms crossed. Certain justice was being served. "Sir, we've had a report," one officer began, "that you're trespassing and using someone's Wi-Fi without permission." The man blinked, then smiled faintly. "Using Wi-Fi? Yes, trespassing? No, this is my porch, officer. And this," he held up his laptop, "is my Wi-Fi." The officers exchanged glances, suddenly unsure. "So you live here?" "Yes," the man replied evenly. "My name's David. I've lived here for years." He leaned back in his chair. "And actually, I work for the local internet company. I'm fixing an outage in this area right now. That might explain why your caller's Wi-Fi is down." Maya's stomach dropped. She froze at the window as the words sank in. Fixing an outage. Her outage. The officer cleared his throat. "All right, sir. Sorry for the misunderstanding." They turned and walked back to their car, leaving David shaking his head slightly but without anger. From her window, Maya shrank back, her face burning with shame. She hadn't just made a mistake. She had embarrassed herself publicly, exposing the quick judgment she never wanted to admit she carried. Later that afternoon, Maya's Wi-Fi returned, her laptop reconnecting smoothly. But her relief was drowned by guilt. She couldn't stop thinking about the calm way David had handled the situation. No anger, no shouting, just truth and dignity. The next day she saw him again. This time he was outside with a group of neighborhood kids. He had set up a small table with spare laptops, wires, and routers. The children laughed and leaned in eagerly as David explained how Wi-Fi worked, how to code simple programs, and how they could build futures in technology. Parents stood nearby, smiling proudly. Maya felt a lump in her throat. This is who I called the cops on. A man teaching children, repairing the community, offering knowledge for free. She hesitated, then gathered her courage and walked across the street. Her steps were slow, her heart heavy. "Hi," she said quietly when she reached him. David looked up, recognizing her instantly. His smile was polite, but his eyes carried the memory of yesterday. I owe you an apology," Maya said, her voice unsteady. "I was wrong. I assumed things that weren't true, and I embarrassed myself. More importantly, I disrespected you. I'm sorry." For a long moment, David studied her. Then, to her surprise, his expression softened. "I appreciate that," he said gently. "We all make mistakes. What matters is learning from them." The kids around him watched silently, sensing the weight of the moment. Maya nodded, tears stinging her eyes. "I want to learn. I don't want to repeat that mistake again." David offered a faint smile. "Then you've already started changing." As she turned to leave, he added, "You know, Wi-Fi connects devices, but respect connects people. Without that, no connection really matters." Those words stayed with her. Days later, when co-workers gossiped online about frustrating neighbors, Maya didn't join in. Instead, she remembered David's patience, his wisdom, and the lesson she had nearly missed. The truth was clear. She had judged a man for no reason other than her own assumptions, and in doing so, she had revealed her own weakness. But because he chose kindness instead of anger, she was given a chance to grow. In the end, Maya's story wasn't about a broken internet connection. It was about the deeper connections we often break. With one another, connections of trust, respect, and understanding. And she learned that while hate divides, kindness heals. We are all equal as human beings.